Let's get some prize picks in today, guys. Last night was a ton of green, as you see on your screen right here. A 4-2 slip on my personal, a 4-2 slip on the actual one from the video, a 4-1 slip here. Just a lot of good slips last night, but no 6 for 6. But honestly, this thing is coming, guys. In the past two videos, we've gone 4-2, and you can see Jimmy Butler. Honestly, I thought he was getting these assists. Yeah, I believe he had 4 already at the half, and he just could not pull through with the extra assists. Bam was just too slow. He started the game with only 5 minutes, 2 fouls, so that was not hitting. But at the very least, it would have been nice for Jimmy to hit, so at least we got the 4x. But instead, we got the 0.4x. So honestly, it's pretty decent. So you can see that Vooch and Kobe White absolutely cashed their lines. Even if you took the replacement line or even his bump at 5.0 assists, that cashed. The RA also cashed. And then Vucevic cleared his line very easily. And then Nolan and Rendon here absolutely destroyed their hits, runs, RBIs, props. So a very nice day here and an amazing past 7 days. We're hitting at like a 70-75% rate recently. This 6 for 6 is coming and it's only a matter of time. And remember, guys, that 6 for 6 is going to pay you 38x. That basically pays for 38 slips, assuming you're absolutely hitting nothing else. But as you see in the recent videos, we've been hitting 0.4x's. We've been hitting 4x's. So that's how you make money, even though you're losing a lot more slips than if you're playing 2 powers. Once you actually hit, you're making a ton of money. That's kind of what I show in the Discord. You see in April, the first 13 days was kind of slow. We only hit 125x. We were down 36 units. Then when we hit 2 38x's in a row, we went up another 64 units, profiting us on the month, even though we only hit big 3 days out of the past 2 weeks. So I'm pretty happy with how things have been going here with the MLB. So let's try to get on the board and cash for tonight's 6-man MLB with a bit of CS2. But before I do that, I did say I'm going to spin the wheel for 3 winners for the VIP Discord, as I did a giveaway on Tuesday's video. So I'm going to do these 3 spins. The first one is going to be Joel, is the first winner. Second winner is going to be Easy Ways. And the third is going to be Young Brown here. So if you guys are watching this, just comment down below, or I'll just reply to you from your first comment on Tuesday and we'll get you in the premium Discord. So let's get onto the board finally and start with the Valorant. I know I said CS2, but it's basically the same game. We're going to be going with map 1, 2 kills and going with a bit of correlation like I do in the past few videos. Honestly, we've been crushing it. I don't think we've missed a Valorant / CS2 pick in the past few videos. They've always hit in the right direction. So hopefully that continues tonight. And we're going to be targeting this game here. Thinking Men versus Together We Are Terrific. Don't mind the names, but we're just going to go here and grab 2 players and stack them up together. So I've talked about this in many videos, but in CS2 or Valorant, the strategy is to grab 2 overs from guys in the same game. So Together We Are Terrific is up against Thinking Men. We're looking for these 2 maps that they're going to play on. So maps 1, 2 kills to have a lot of rounds because CS2 and Valorant are a round-based game that go up to 13 rounds. Think of it like in UFC. If you have significant strikes on a specific fighter, you want as many rounds as possible. If that guy gets KO'd on the first round and you have over on significant strikes, obviously he's not going to hit a significant strikes line. So you want as many rounds as possible. It's kind of a similar concept in Valorant. Since it goes up to 13, first to 13, you don't want a map that goes 13-1, 13-2. You want a map that goes 13-11 or maybe even pushes to overtime where it could go all the way up to 16-13, things like that. So in this game specifically, Together We Are Terrific versus Thinking Man. If we go on a sportsbook, for example, you see that this is actually going to be quite a tight game here. Minus 139 to plus 100. So this is a very close game. Think about like Lakers versus Pelicans recently. That's the type of money line they had for that specific game. And if we go over 2 total rounds, you can see the juice is actually towards the over 21.5 total rounds. So it's more likely that there's going to be at least 22 rounds for us, which is absolutely great to see. And you can see the overtime odds are unlikely, but this is the overtime odds of just 1 map. There's still 2 maps. So the odds of going to overtime in at least one of the maps is pretty high, especially when both teams are competitive and it's going to be a tight matchup. So that's why we're going with overs on both these players here, Kanpeki and Anderson. And the reason we're taking these 2 guys, Kanpeki and Anderson, rather than the other 4 guys on their team is because if we go over to Underdog, we're getting the best value when comparing these lines. So Kanpeki at 30.5. On Underdog, he is set at 31.5. So at least we're getting a killer value there. Then Anderson is 29.5 on Underdog. On Prizepicks, we're getting him at 28.5. So again, a kill of value on both of these players. And we have that positive correlation within a tight game in Valorant. Now, moving on to the MLB, this team has been an absolute wagon for me. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the first pick we're going to go with is Ketel Marte on his over 1.5 total bases as that demon prop to give us that 38x payout. We're also going to be stacking him, of course, with 2 players from his team. The first player we're stacking him with is Corbin Carroll on his over singles. And then the last one is going to be Walker on his over hits, runs, RBIs. We've checked the expected lineup. This game is a bit later, so obviously I can't get you to confirm lineups. But of course, Marte is expected to bat first with Carroll right behind him and Christian Walker at that 4th batting position, which is great to see because let's say in the first inning, Marte gets a base, Carroll gets a base, Walker is going to end up batting within that first inning and he could run both these guys in, or he could get a hit, get on base and run Marte in, something like that. And all these guys could theoretically cash within the first inning. But just in general, if these guys are getting hits, they're going to have more opportunity to get more at-bats, meaning they're going to have an extra opportunity to get another hit, run, RBI, whatever it may be. So that is why when you're grabbing like total bases or singles or things like that, you want them to be on the same team, because the better the team is doing, the more runs they're scoring, the more at-bats they're going to get. And of course, it's more likely that they're going to go over their props. Now for Corbin Carroll here on his singles, it's just a great prop if you go and check on a sportsbook. He actually has some juice towards his over singles at -120. And with each hit that the Diamondbacks get, if you were to watch like the live lines, you would see this line continually creep towards the over, because with more hits that the Diamondbacks get, Corbin Carroll has an even higher likelihood that he goes over his singles prop. So that's kind of what I'm trying to explain with this specific props. So good juice on Carroll's over. Then on Marte, he is the demon prop, but if we go and check his total bases prop, it's not even that bad. He's at +105 to go over that 1.5 total bases, -135 towards the under. Of course, the under is going to be more juice because it's a demon prop, and that's just how they work. But it's still a good line to combine, especially when we're grabbing two other Arizona players. Well, tonight, the D-backs are up against San Fran. It's not the easiest matchup in the world, and not even the favorites. Total is lower than usual. We're only expecting about 3 runs. But the Diamondbacks have absolutely been destroying it within the runs department. They're top 3. They've scored 106 runs within 19 games. The only team that's kind of doing better than that is the Braves. The Padres are up there, but they have 2 more games extra. So I can see the Diamondbacks taking over the Padres here. And they also have 165 hits, which puts them at the top 6. So these guys just run through the lineup over and over and over. And you can see their top 5 in at-bats here with 653. Just put that in perspective. The Chicago White Sox, who are the worst, only have 562 at-bats. So they're really churning through all these batters, and we have a lot of opportunity for all these players to really hit their props. If we go over to the actual players, we see Marte here has about 6 doubles in 19 games. He also has 5 home runs, which would of course also clear his total bases prop, but also 2 hits, which he does average a bit more than 1 hit a game, would also give him his total bases prop. So I'm definitely loving this demon prop on Marte, and the other 2 D-back players we're pairing is also looking very nice. So that's going to be the first 5 picks, and the last pick is just going to be Neto on his over half a total base. Now you can see this game is starting in 56 minutes, so of course I'm not going to give you this as a pick. This was just the official slip I went with for the Discord. Zach Neto's prop will still be there for at least half an hour when this video goes up. If we check Neto's total bases, it's just a straight positive EV pick, -130 on his over half a total base. So I just threw it in there as a good positive EV pick. Now, of course, for those of you not watching in the first half an hour that this video drops, I'm just going to show you some other picks from the OddsJuice dashboard that are also just going to be straight plus EV. I'll show you the ones from Thursday, and we got Jack Leiter here on the over 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. This is very juiced here at 56.71% hit rate. So this is a type of prop that does get bumped. I'm going to go check if it's bumped at the moment. Let's just go check. Jack Leiter here on the 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. Okay, this one also starts in an hour. So that's a bad example. But if you guys, again, do want to grab him, he's there. Alex McAllister is also a good one over in soccer. Under 1.5 shots, about a 55% hit rate on that. And it starts at 3 p.m., so a little bit later. So I'll just show you right here. It still gives you that 38x payout if you're to grab him in soccer. Or just this last prop, if you're watching it very late, Noah Hannafin here starts at 10 p.m. So you guys should be able to get this one in on the over half a point over in hockey. So this is the one where you're going to want to go with in the NHL, over half a point on Noah Hannafin. If all those guys are bumped or off the board, another pick you go with is just that Jokic free square, grab him on the over half a point, or just throw in your favorite 6 pick that you guys come up with yourself, or just play this as a 16x. It's still a good payout for the 5-man. Do what you guys want. That is going to be the play for today.